Cops see the worst of the worst. And I used to tell people this, like, hey, you see these people that are negative and stuff, and like, hey, man, tell them, like, hey, you realize that you're addicted to negativity? No, I'm not. I said, how about this? Here's a good test for you. One of your buddies sends you a text message. You read the text message, and it's a good friend of yours. You read his text message, you're like, this dude being a smart ass? What's his problem? What's this dude's problem? You see him in person, there's nothing what you thought.
Well, that's the problem, is that there's no way to, there's no ability to infer sarcasm or humor or like inference. Like there's nothing within like text or social media or posts online. And so like, and we deal with this all the time. I'll say something and somebody get offended. I'm like, say this out loud, imagining it in my voice.
Yeah.
Because if we were sitting here, you wouldn't be offended at anything I'd say.
Another good example that any cop listening to this will hit home. So you have a shift party, we'll say, a shift get together, generally on your way there, your significant other or whatever you want to call it tells you, hey, don't go off and leave me. I know all you cops are going to go off in the corner and talk about yourself. Don't leave me with all these other people. I don't know these other people here. Okay, honey, I won't do that. 10 minutes in, all the cops are hanging around the barbecue grill, out on the back patio, drinking beer. Everybody else is inside. Cops sitting around talking. It's like, hey, man, text. Man, dude, that arrest you got the other day? Man, that was badass. You got a bunch of dope, got some stolen guns, convicted felon, blah, 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 blah. That's a good arrest. That was good police work. Yeah, then, hey, John, man, that call you had the other day, man, that was awesome, blah, 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 blah. Then you can see it just creep in. Somebody will go. They'll be talking about say whatever you did. And somebody go, yeah, but hey, man, what's the deal with that dude on that other shift? What was he doing? He just standing around with his thumb up his ass. What was he doing? And that right there sends a negativity through the roof. Give it 15 minutes and they're talking shit all the way up to the mayor and city council and how everybody hates cops. And I tell them, it's like, have you ever done that? They're like, yeah. I'm like, and that's something whenever I was a supervisor in my last 2 years, I was a corporal. I was very, very careful with my guys. I told them, no, we are not going to spend our time off talking trash. We had a sergeant who ended up basically getting told it's time for you to retire.
Yeah.
He was something else. And after that happened, we had a shift party. And I was the acting sergeant for 5 months for that shift. We had a shift party, and I texted them that afternoon. I said, we will not talk about the old sergeant. We will not consume our personal time with our families talking about work business. And that just comes back to leadership. That was the decision that I made, and I knew that was the healthiest for my guys. I don't want to sit around and waste my time talking about cop stuff. We're with our families.
Sure.
So, and that was a kind of a deal that I set, and my guys were very good about. We didn't talk about the rumors at work, whatever, somebody got fired for this or that or got in trouble. We didn't do none of that. That was something I tried to, as a leader, try to really protect my guys from the negativity, because it is horrible. Especially this last year, all the stuff people were saying about you. How can you not be consumed with negativity?
Well, how do people combat it? Because
life is
what you're talking about doesn't just happen in law enforcement.
No.
Like I'll just give you a classic example. This morning, I woke up a lot of tears. I got twin girls who are 9 years old. Just drama. Like my daughter rides horses. Her and her little clique of friends, they ride horses. Like one of the girls isn't there, and then she gets text that the girls are talking about her, and then all of a sudden it's like the moms and this, and my wife's like, what? Like we were talking about this morning,
just like cops.
And she's like these one. She's like, one, I don't want to be on this mom's text message thread, and she's like, like the fact that these girls have access to a phone to be able to do this stuff, like they're almost like looking to cause this drama and being like, you guys are causing trouble. Like, why is it that we have this desire to feed into this? It doesn't feel like it's a healthy deal, but is it a psychological deal where it releases dopamine to be like,
totally. Especially when you get addicted to it. It's like I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day for 20 years. And man, I've noticed this after I become cognizant of the negativity and all that kind of stuff and really understand what's going on in your body. I swear, breaking my addiction to negativity, my body went through the same exact stuff as it did whenever I quit smoking.
Really?
It's just, it's a chemical response in your body. Same exact thing. I actually attribute my transition out of being such a negative person to being such a positive person, what helped me out was the fact that I was able to kick cigarettes back in 2009. I smoked, like I said, pack a day for 20 years. That was the same exact thing, because it's all the chemical response in your body, from your brain to your body back to your brain, back and forth. Oh yeah, it's like and you can see people, they'll sit there and talk, whatever, and then they'll find one little negative thing and they'll go after it. There's something else, something I heard before. There's no stronger bond between two people than to have a common enemy. So you think about that, one little girl's not there. Somebody starts talking trash. Well, somebody else starts something. Oh, we got a bond now. We don't like this girl. And then it's like a forest fire.
I tell my daughter all the time, low intelligent people talk about other people.
I'm trying to find that quote.
Yeah, it's a quote like, basically stupid people talk about people, intelligent people talk about, like world events or what. There's a good quote associated with it.
Smart people talk about ideas. Yep. Common people talk about things. Mediocre people talk about people.
Yeah. So that's a good one. I mean, it's in the same deal where I'm like, this doesn't benefit anybody, and I'm like, dude, the way that you lose the right to be able to ride horses and hang out over here is by avoiding this. When all of a sudden I got to get involved at 7 a.m. on a Thursday morning with my wife, and we're having this conversation while I'm trying to fire up a coffee. I'm like,
while somebody's ringing your gate at 6 a.m. an hour early.
Yeah, I was laying there negotiating with my little boy, like what he was going to have for breakfast, and it rang, and I was like, just buzzed you in. You're like, should I come down to the house? I'm like, no, don't come down to the house, dude. I'm in like deep negotiation trying to convince my little boy to eat breakfast.
But the thing that life is all about perspective. I used to actually teach a block of mindset to the police cadets. They had their first week of 40-hour training of firearms. And I started this block of instruction when I went to work out there. The first hour to hour and a half every day was all mindset training. I look back now, I've really been interested in everything with the mind, like Andrew Huberman's podcast. He's a neurobiologist at Stanford and stuff. I really have got a big interest in that. And so the mindset stuff. What's the same thing with the mindset with the negativity? Life's about perspective. You can either be happy, you can be mad. It's your choice. And one of the things that I started, and I learned this from picked up some stuff from people on social media, was my morning routine. Get up in the morning. I would check my phone just because I have a wife, 2 kids, and I had 7 guys that work for me. No missed calls, no text messages.
We're good.
Set my phone on the kitchen island. Get up, go in there, fix my breakfast.
I do the same thing, man. I wake up, I check my phone, looking for 4-alarm fires.
Yeah.
Like if there's a text or whatever, and I kind of just scan my emails real quick and make sure that like nothing's on fire. And at that point, I just like, okay, good. Now I got to go to the gym.
Then I'll sit down while I'm eating my breakfast. My brain's going. Get done. I have a journal that I keep right beside near the breakfast table. Pick it up, and I write at least 5 things I'm grateful for.
Oh yeah,
every day.
What is that? Gratification or appreciation?
Yeah. I am grateful for, and I do at least 5 things, and it's crazy. It just starts my day on a whole nother level. I mean, it's amazing. And a lot of times there's people know that know that I do my morning routine, and because sometimes I'll text people something that I'm thankful, I don't know, for whatever, somebody's, whatever. And I got to look in here about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I texted so many people. I actually texted 17 people, and half of them probably knew, oh, John's doing his morning routine. And I have more than once gotten a text back like, hey, just want to know, I was thinking about you. Have a good day. Have a good week. Blah, 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 whatever. And more than once I've gotten a text back that just says, John, I'm grateful for you too.
That's nice.
So, and I've had people tell me that like whenever I do that, some people have been having like a bad day. And I text them that and they're like, wow, you changed my day. Like you just made it better. So not only am I making my day better, I have an opportunity to make somebody else's day better. So that's been huge for me. I mean, I get up every day. I get up in the morning, eat my breakfast, do my morning routine. I go to the gym. The guys that work the front desk at the gym, like it's almost a competition sometimes who's going to speak to who first. So I walk in, I tell people, yeah, part of it helps that I'm retired now. And so having that stress off of my shoulders, but my morning routine that I do and the way that I literally wake up every day with a ray of sunshine coming out of my ass.
It's great.
I mean, and to be where I was before.
But that's a conscious decision. Like you said, people have the decision to be happy and find the good. I was reading something on like depression and mindset and like like purpose, and I was telling these guys a couple weeks ago I had this like 3 a.m. existential moment where I like woke up and I'm like, why are we here? What are we doing? Why And so I started reading a bunch, and I was like, the fastest way to pull yourself out of anything is to not focus on yourself and focus on helping other people.
Yes, 100%.
And it's like, if you can go, and I think what happens when people get depressed, they just kind of like turn everything in on themselves and, why me and lot in this. And when you realize like the influence you have within the world and how you can go out and help people, and even small, acts of gratitude, just helping somebody's day, all of a sudden is like recharging your battery. And I think what happens is like, people get in this negative thing, like, I don't want to be around anybody. I'm just going to go hide in my room and this, and, I'm just going to fucking retreat. And all that does is just keep spinning you down the fucking whirlpool. And it's like, you got to pull yourself out. You got to go help people. You got to meet people, and you got to see the goodness in this world and realize that, hey man, like, we are not designed to be solemn creatures. No. We evolved within these small kind of community-based deals. And we have to get back out there and help people.
There's things that I've done that I've noticed that have made an impact on people. It's funny. I've heard somebody else talk about this. Andy Frisella. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is one of his pet peeves too. The people who leave the
Isn't he the motherfucking CEO?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like him.
I'm going to tell. I listened to his podcast, and I'm like, I don't think I can listen to this guy tell everybody how it is at all times. I'm like.
He has some good stuff. He has good motivations, whatever. But I have we actually share the same pet peeve, and that's the people who leave the fucking shopping cart in the middle of the fucking parking lot.
Dude, that's my fucking mark of humanity.
Yes,
is if like you have to return your cart back to the fucking cart corral.
Yeah, and
what I do is I play cart bowling, where I stand back as far as I can, I throw it as hard as I can, I try to blow up all the carts. And that's like my favorite. Like we go to Costco. Mm-hmm. I like get the kids, and I'm like, okay, set it up, and we set it up. We shoot them, and no, we return carts because that's the mark of humanity. Like that's the fucking lowest level life form of the people that just leave the cart by the side of the car.
And there's a lot in Austin.
And I like how Andy says too. Says probably the same people that sit on their fucking cooler in front of their house in their driveway drinking a fucking Coors Light, talking about how the world sucks and everybody hates them. It's like, yeah, probably because you suck because you left your shopping cart out in the middle. He said it's just kind of a group of people. Yeah. And so I will literally, not always, but sometimes, if I have been, my wife and I were out not too long ago, and I stopped in the parking lot, and I parked far out. It's like, what are you doing? There's a shopping cart right over there in the middle of the parking lot.
Always pulling back.
I stopped. And we parked right there, and I walked that shopping cart all the way back to the store. Yeah. And I know, I know for a fact that it's as many times I've done that, somebody has seen that, and I guarantee you, I made a positive influence on somebody.
So the other day we were at Whole Foods, and as I like parked the car, and the corral was kind of far, and as I was walking. The kids were in the car. Everything was loaded up. I would go to return the car, and somebody fucking honks at me because they're waiting on my spot. And I see them, and I see them honk, and they give me one of these, like, what are you doing? Like, and I went, I put the car, and then I got 3 more carts. And I put them back, and my wife's like, what were you doing? I'm like, this fucking douchebag was honking at me, like, hurry up.
Yeah, I'm being a good human,
and
they're just being an asshole on a parking spot.
And my wife's like, why do you always have to look for confrontation? I'm like, I didn't pull them out of the car and beat the fuck out of them, which is really what I would have liked to have done.
Oh, no doubt.
Just gone over and been like, oh, you think you're going to hide behind that window? I'm going to shatter it, and I'm going to pull you out through your fucking window.
Yes.
And then I'm going to stuff you in the shopping cart, and I'm going to play shopping cart bowling.
Yes.
It's like seeing that at Happy Gilmore.
I'm going back. I'm a loaded freight train, and I'm right on track.